Shankar Mishra is really pissed, no pun intended. After being accused of peeing on an older woman mid-air on a New Delhi-bound Air India flight, Shankar has been through a lot. He has lost his job, reputation, was on the run and is currently in Tihar jail and has been denied bail so far. ऐसे में many say his pea-sized brain is working overtime, coming up with bizarre stories and accusations against the woman he allegedly peed on. Moving a fresh bail application for zamanat from Hirasat, Shankar Mishra has overturned the pee ka pitara on the victim herself. Yes, mano ya na mano, this Peegate is turning into a Cheegate of counter accusations against the victim, the airline, the eyewitness, the police and even the Andha Kanun no less. Bauchlaye Mishra ne kisi ko nahi baksha. In a copy of his new bail petition, which has been accessed by this channel, Shankar Mishra has claimed that the complainant lady suffers from the condition of urinary incontinence and may have involuntarily passed urine herself. While Shankar Mishra's vakil had claimed this in court before, this is the first time that it has been officially placed on record before the court and my lord. But before all of you start saying khari khoti against Shankar Mishra for coming up with a brand new ilzam, let us tell you that in his defense, Mishra ji has said that he had said this earlier as well, but could not talk to his vakil in Vistar about it because he was lock, stock and barrel giraftar. So now he has given more zor on this baat, hoping that he'll finally be able to make his point clear in this shameful vardat. So his latest bail plea states in detail about this bimari called urinary incontinence that the lady may have been suffering from, and so he says she involuntarily may have passed the urine herself and is now blaming Bichare Mishra ji for all the mess. Now we looked up the dictionary meaning of incontinence, and that's lack of voluntary control over urination or defecation. His bail application goes on to elaborate that this is not uncommon and many people suffer from this incontinence. Giving more gyan on this rogue, he says it is not a disease but has symptoms of a disease and health conditions. Well, whatever that means. Then further elaborating on his claims, Mishra ji says that the issue of incontinence is an outcome of our habits / medical conditions and physical condition. ये डॉक्टर भी रह चुके हैं क्या? Anyway, then his bail plea becomes technical as Mishra ji goes to prove his point with sabut on the basis of ek chadar maili si. He says the woman complainant claimed that even after a bed sheet was placed on the seat, it remained wet, thereby increasing the possibility that victim has condition of urinary incontinence and involuntarily may have passed urine. अरे भाई कितनी बार बोलोगे? पढ़ लिया पहली बार में. But Shankar's shocking claims don't stop at the victim only. Next on his hit list is the passenger in seat 8A. Shankar says that this yatrigan in seat 8A was also labelled as drunk and loud, meaning sharabi and rowdy in the IFA/CCIC report. In fact, Shankar's zamanat yachika clearly says that passenger 8A is not a chashmadid gawah but has gone dur in trying to prove that Shankar Mishra was nashe mein chaknachoor that night. His exact words are, passenger 8A has gone out of his way in building a drunk narrative against Shankar Mishra. Then next on Shankar Mishra's nishana is Kanun ke Rakhwale police, who he says conducted a one-sided probe that is far from being nishpaksh. Shankar Mishra says that he felt that the police will investigate the matter fairly, but now he feels that they have done it on the basis of intense media speculation and keeping in mind the public ke jazbaat against him. And Shankar doesn't stop at this. In his bail application, he says that even the Sarvocha Nyayalaya has disapproved the media trial in this case. And then, as expected, invoking paisa in middle of the piece, Shankar Mishra has elaborated in his bail application that the woman is doing it all for the love of money because they are not satisfied with the compensation that was provided to them and that Air India has only given them half refund. Obviously, the woman and her parivar feel this is faltu ka atyachar and have gone ahead and done a palatwar. They have hit back at Shankar Mishra's allegation stating that his kahani of urinary incontinence is sarasar jhoot and totally fabricated. The lady's vakil has said that the gunegar has adopted a campaign of spreading misinformation and falsities with the intent of further harassing the victim. The reply written in hi-fi Angrezi reads, the allegations are completely false and concocted and by their very nature are disparaging and derogatory. The said allegations are also in complete contradiction and a complete bold-face of the statements and the pleaded case of the accused in his bail application. Yes, this is as per advocate Ankur Mahendro, who is fighting the case on behalf of the victim lady. He says that Shankar Mishra, instead of being remorseful for the utterly disgusting act committed by him, has adopted a campaign of spreading misinformation that the complainant was suffering from a urinary condition related to prostate, which several Kathak dancers seem to suffer from. Meanwhile, Bichara Air India is having its own problems. Firstly, they've had to de-roster some of the crew from that flight, and also DGCA cancelled the license of the pilots who were flying that Hawaii Jahaz that fateful night when Shankar Mishra allegedly disregarded the toilet and performed the shame katha some 30,000 feet in the air. So now the Federation of Indian Pilots have written to Union Civil Aviation Mantri Jyotiraditya Scindia against the indiscriminate exercise of powers by the DGCA in cancelling the license of these pilots. In their Shikayat Patra, they have written the following. The basic principle of assuming the pilot's innocence until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt appears to have been ignored by the DGCA. Calling it Ghor Anyay, they said, while the pilot was punished, the accountable manager of Air India has been spared. But what they wrote after this can be a major cause of chinta for us, the Janta. They wrote, pilots may henceforth not hesitate to exercise their statutory authority to restrain and deplane passengers or file FIRs at even the slightest pretext for the fear of being reprimanded by the DGCA and of being accused of not performing their duties in accordance with unruly passenger-related regulations. Well, this is definitely not the type of work environment warranted in a customer-centric and service-oriented industry. They have written this in their letter and I totally agree. Do you agree too? Then let us know in the comments. But रुको जरा, सबर करो, video भी बाकी है. By the way, did you know that apart from suspending the poor pilot's license for 3 months, a fine of 30 lakh rupees was also imposed by the DGCA on Air India. Or they also imposed a separate fine of 3 lakh rupees on Air India's Director of In-Flight Services in connection with the Shankar Mishra case. Then a separate fine of 10 lakhs has also been imposed on Air India for the second urination incident which we reported about on a Paris-New Delhi flight, and this Air India had apparently not told DGCA about. And amid these back-to-back incidents, Air India had to change its in-flight liquor service. So forget the 4-bottle vodka and daru badnaam kar di in the mid-air mehkhana. From now on, it'll be more like chote-chote pegs and halka-halka surur. But what are your thoughts on this hazoor? What do you make of these latest string of developments in ilzamaat by Shankar Mishra, whose bail application will be coming up for sunwai once again on 30th Jan? Will it be a khooni Monday or a Saral Somwaar for Shankar Mishra in this case of plane mein peshaab? जो दिल में है वो डिटेल में बताइए in the comments below. You can of course let me know on Instagram and on Facebook. It's at ReviewRon, not at the rate like many of you have pointed out. So it's at ReviewRon. It's at Ronak Kotecha on Twitter, where also I post a lot of videos which never make it here on YouTube. Of course, it goes without saying, like this video if you really liked it. Share it if you got entertained from this video and also got some clarity in chaos in this case. Comment, as always, whatever is in your heart, let us know in the comments. And of course, subscribe if you find our videos worth it. Also, let us know what you don't like. But as always, even if you don't do any of these things, thank you so much for watching this one. Please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.